two more.
Hi, I'm Liesl, and I'm with Lauren Oliver. I'm so excited to be with you. And I'm with Who Are You vlog. And this is part 3 of our 3-part series of Wisconsin vloggers. So yay! All right, well, first question. One of the qualities that I find so extraordinary about your novels is that your main characters go through huge transformations. What is it about the process or the journey that is so appealing to you?
Well, I mean, I think to me that is one of the things that is most important about literature and most interesting. I mean, I think I'm mostly writing, even though I've been lucky enough that my books have, found wonderful homes and audiences, I'm mostly writing for myself, and I'm mostly writing to convince myself of the possibilities that are innate in the world and that are innate inside of all of us. And I feel that growth and transformation is an essential and wondrous tool that we all have and are capable of sometimes, but that we often kind of forget that we are capable of. And so that is why I write. I mean, it's to convince myself and to explore and express that. There's a famous quote that I love that's, "Fiction is a mirror carried down a road." And I like that because it both suggests that it's reflecting you and your image back to you, but you're also moving forward. It's supposed to bring you to different new places.
Great, thank you. All right, so another aspect or theme that permeates your novels is rebellion from the status quo or taking charge of one's life. And I love this, just love it. Do you have a rebellious spirit or a take charge attitude? And if so, how do you use it to feel?
Well, anybody who's ever worked with me would definitely know that I have a take charge attitude. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a rebel. I mean, I guess I certainly was when I was younger. I think it's really important to live life without fear. I try as hard as I can to, my fiance calls it killing the fear, and to do that as much as possible, because I think it's the only way to live in as perfect freedom as we can get to. And so, I mean, I've used it in many contexts to do things that otherwise I would have been too frightened to do. I mean, it's still very difficult to put books out there that mean a lot to me, and then see them get reviewed or criticized, or watch them do well or not do as well as you'd hoped, or all of that. I started a company when I was 26, 27, something like that, which I had no experience in doing at all. So that was something I would have been afraid to do. I met a man and decided to marry him after a month. I mean, I try as hard as I can to not let the inner voices telling me I can't, drown out the ultimate radical truth that anybody can really do anything. But I still have to practice it. I actually really try to kill the fear in all these different ways. So earlier this year I was in France, and there were these huge cliffs, and they were 30 feet in the air and diving into turbulent ocean. I really didn't want to do it, but I was like, I'm just going to do it. There were little kids doing it, I mean, in some ways those fears get developed over time. So I went up, jumped off, and then got swept into a little cave and extremely injured. But whatever, I did it. So.
You got injured?
Yeah, well, I got all scraped up and scratched. No. And my friend just saw my legs tumbling in a barrel of water. But it was fine. I just got scraped up and I had done it. So yeah.
This is the perfect lead-in for the next question, because this is take your pick. Any experience you've had that you either highly recommend people never do that you've done, or that you've done and you absolutely think everyone should do this?
Well, I mean, almost everything I did in my teenage years is something I don't recommend that other people do. I had every kind of strange, bad behavior that you can possibly have. One thing I recommend that people do is, this is going to sound kind of weird, but get your heart really broken, probably early and maybe even often, just because it is really the most traumatic thing in the entire world, and you feel like you're going to die, but you don't die. And then you realize that once you've gone through that, there's really nothing else that you can't do. That once you can kind of rebuild from a place of real feeling like nothing, like you have nothing, that you can rebuild, and then you realize that it's not true, that nothing can ever happen that will destroy your spirit or crush you. So
Do you see why she is so amazing? So is there any place in this world that you want to travel to and set your characters in and
Oh my gosh,
have them
everywhere.
do?
I'm a huge traveler. I was just trying to convince my fiance to quit his job so we could just travel around the whole time. But I love traveling. I mean, traveling is really important to me. I love Paris. I've connected to Paris really strongly. I would love to set a book in either Paris or London just because it has, well, both cities have such rich literary history. I actually had a funny experience the first time I went to London in my adult life and Oxford where my sister was studying because it was so magical there. I felt like J.K. Rowling had cheated a little bit. Like I was like, of course, and like, you know, Philip Pullman, I'm like, of course they have these amazing ideas for the most, you know, the tremendous books that have been published in 10 years. It's so magical here. Try setting a children's book in Detroit. But now I kind of want to set one in Detroit just to see if I can do it. But yeah, I love traveling. So pretty much everywhere in the world. I've never been I've never been kind of to the eastern part of the world. Well, actually, that's not true. I went to Japan, but I'd love to go to Vietnam and China, and because I think that those kind of new landscapes shake up new ideas for you.
Very cool. All right, so let's see. Last question. This is a fun one.
Okay.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall? What season are you and why?
It's a good one. Oh wait, actually it's so funny because my friends gave me a season and I can never remember if it's winter or autumn. I think it's autumn, but I think my best friends have always told me that I believe I'm autumn, but no, I believe I'm winter, but really I'm autumn. I'm autumn. I think, well, first of all, my birthday's in autumn, November. Actually, autumn is definitely my favorite season because it's like cozy town and it's still not deathly cold, but there's that beautiful sense of change. And I don't know, there's a sadness to it, but there's just such a glorious beauty too. It's like the world like throws up its last fireworks displays before it's going to be buried for the winter, and I just really, really love that.
That's great.
Yeah. It's a final show of resistance. It's rebellion. Autumn is rebellion. That's why I love it. Yeah.
There you go. Well, this has been so fantastic. Thank you so much, Lauren.
Thank you.
Yay. All right.